Hello and welcome back to Process of Elimination. My name is Dennis, and last time we went down to the underground prison? Yeah, we found out it was a prison, and it seems to be the place that we were kidnapped 10 years ago along with Saika. I'm not sure what the implications are, but yeah, that's definitely kind of suspicious. We kind of observed around the prison, put ourselves each in our own beds to make sure that we have our own space, and tuck out for the night. We end up going to Bookworm's place with a whole bunch of other people who were concerned for her, just to watch over her, and she kind of let out all her feelings that that's been pent up because she just lost her father. It was a really nice, sweet moment, even though it was kind of heart-wrenching. The next day, we tried to find a hidden passage because we have a key for the elevator, but we don't know where it is. And after opening the door of opening the certain area, we are greeted with this little white egg-shaped thing, a version of the black one that was upstairs trying to kill us all. And now we're kind of engaged in combat with it. I think we just gave Bookworm the idea that we have to listen to the sounds that it's making. But yeah, we're in combat, and you know what? Let's just get into it. We all stare agape when Teki slows it down. What? It's giving a riddle? How are we supposed to know that? How do you hear that? The wind passes through only one of three. I didn't even notice. It's the quartering Duke's voice. I want to listen to that again. Oh, it is. Yeah. It's identical to the one I've heard in all those quartering Duke videos. As for what it actually saying. I want some credit too, I told you, although technically someone else told me, but I want some credit. Your memory is that good? Damn. Okay. I take her hand without a second thought, singing her praises. She responds without looking at me. I have no idea what this means. Workaholic is sent flying by the mech's tackle. A flurry of shots ring out like gunfire. The machine fires its spikes, aiming to strike Workaholic the moment he lands. I don't even have time to shout his name as the spikes bear down on him. But then... You've activated my trap card. The spikes stop a hair's breadth away from his face. Wow, okay. I follow Renegade's advice and look closer, spying the glint of wire wound around the spike. That is kind of unbelievable, I'm not gonna lie. That very wire is also extending out to Workaholic's wristwatch. He has a gadget like that? Damn! Wow. Wow, okay. He's like Inspector Gadget now. The mech moves around, beeping and whirring as it drags the wire and Workaholic both in a frantic attempt to retract its spikes. Workaholic does his best to maintain his balance, but his face is contorted in pain.
社畜ちゃんがいつまで時間を稼げるかお手並み拝見といこうか。何をバカなことを言っていますの。
早くあのメカを破壊してでも社畜さんを助け出しますわよ。私が先駆けとなりますわ。皆さんもついていらっしゃい。
You've been literally useless this entire time. What are you going to do?
やめておいた方がいいよ。弾丸型の針はそうそう当たらないかもしれないけど、近づいた時に飛び出してくる針は凶悪だ。ヤマトちゃんみたいな野生児でもなければ一瞬でモズの早煮えになるのがオチだね。
Yep, you're still useless.
それはそうかもしれませんけど。
It's frustrating, but Renegade Detective is right. Anyone charging in without a plan will get the tables turned on them for sure. Clearly, there's no choice but to solve the riddle we found in his transmission.
風の通り道は3つのうち1つだけ。3つの風穴というのはおそらくメカのボディの穴。その中の1つに弱点があるということではないかしら。
The wind passes through one of them?
それに違いありませんわ。では早速あの穴を攻撃してみますわよ。
How do we know there's not just a gun behind that?
待って家族さん、間違った穴を攻撃したらまずいと思う。
無能くんの言う通りだよ。高圧の電流を武器とするメカ相手に間違った穴に攻撃を仕掛けてごらん。
Yeah, oh my god. Posh, I really don't know how she got ranked number 5. She's such a liability.
きっと内部の電流に感電して真っ黒焦げさ。まあそれはそれで面白い光景だけどね。
Like last episode, she would have died.
ヤマトちゃん、お願いがあるの。
Gourmet calls out to Rowdy, who has been maintaining her distance from the mech. She locks eyes with her, speaking in an uncharacteristically serious tone.
5秒の間だけ。そのメカの動きを止めてちょうだい。
相変わらず無茶を言うぜ。10秒だけで勘弁してくれよな。
SB for 10! You know what I'm capable of. Rowdy turns back to the mech and sprints towards Workaholic.
社畜のおっさん、そのままワイヤーを掴んでてくれ。
Oh wait, is that the bracelet he has it on? Did he always have that? Oh man, that's kind of cool though.
何を？
She then grabs the arm Workaholic is using to hold the wire saw and pivots her hips as if swinging a bat? Is she gonna swing this thing around? Up until then, the white mech has been pulling Workaholic by his wire, but now the scales have tipped. Does Rowdy plan to drag the mech around?
使いごときのパワーじゃおりゃ止められねえんだよ。
Rowdy bellows as she snaps her arms down. Oh, the mech topples over, pulled by the wire. The sound of metal scraping against the floor booms through the underground passage. She actually managed to stop the mech from moving without nothing but raw brute strength. The mech, durable as it is, stubbornly attempts to pick itself up, but it's already too late.
ナイスよ、ヤマトちゃん。
In Gourmet's hand is a knife that she always carries around with her. What's she planning to do with that?
はい、ごちそうさま。
She's gonna eat the robot! Oh! She thrusts the blade as hard as she can into one of the mech's holes. The mech makes a robotic cry of distress. I wonder how she knew which hole to hit, because I thought that we were afraid of that. The sound then breaks apart, growing steadily quieter. Finally, the light on the camera shuts off, and the mech ceases to make any noise. Like, it's a really weird design. Why would you make something that not only has a weakness or an off switch? Off switches make sense, but why would you have it say it out loud? I don't really understand the purpose of this robot. It has to be intentionally made that way, because that's too specific. But I guess to test people, but that's like risking their lives. I guess it is the quartering Duke. Who knows?
お粗末様でしたと。
Oh, so cheeky. Gourmet takes her knife out of the hole, wiping it clean with a napkin before returning it to her pocket. The rest of us are dumbstruck by how swiftly all that just transpired.
すげえよ姉さん。どうして弱点が分かったんだ？
I actually really like Gourmet and Rowdy's like relationship, because clearly Rowdy's got she's not experienced enough, but she's able to find someone that to like help and work out with, because Well, Rowdy's inexperienced while Gourmet probably isn't, and she's able to guide her like a sensei or master or just like someone ahead in life, you know, especially as a detective. Rowdy breaks the silence and clings on to Gourmet, who begins explaining as she comforts her.
簡単な話よ。みんなが話している間、私はあの3つの穴から漂ってくる匂いを嗅いでいたの。
That sounds like really dumb, but I wonder if Rowdy got her sense of like extreme smell from Gourmet, like just asked her how she's able to do it and tried to like emulate her, because like that's not normal. But both of them are able to use their outrageous sense of smell in order to, well, solve mysteries. But I guess in this case, like sniffing the holes, I guess could help her just find out which one actually has air coming out or whatever, whichever one the wind blows through, they said.
するとね、穴の中に一つだけ金属ではなくゴムの風味が感じられたわ。つまりこの白ケーキちゃんの動作に関連した大切なケーブルが隠れていると思ったわけ。
Okay. I guess that makes sense because a machine like that would need a cooling device, and having, you know, access to something to cool it down, aka, you know, the outside air. I guess so, yeah.
匂いなら俺も嗅いでたけど、そんな匂い全然しなかったぞ。
もう私は美食探偵なのよ。鉄分とゴムの味くらい簡単に分かって当然じゃない。
I've had everything, even the ones that don't taste good. Gourmet laughs as if it's no big deal, but iron and rubber, for that matter, aren't foods at all, but I'll choose to keep that comment to myself.
科学くん、このメカの検証を頼めるかな。
はい、任せてください。
また何も活躍できなかった。
No, you helped, at least out of the few of us. I think the only one that wasn't useful was, I mean, Renegade didn't really do much, but he was there to explain stuff. I hate to really bash on her a lot, but like Posh was really useless.
何を言っているのだ。飛脚殿は他の皆々が推理している間に我を安全な場所まで運んでくれたではないか。
Yeah, I mean, Armor, he wasn't useless either because he was the first one to step up to try to defend everyone, and it worked for a little bit until he got tased. But Posh was literally just a liability. We had to save her, get her out of the way, and then she did absolutely nothing.
本当に活躍できなかったのは我の方である。ここから活躍し、何としてでも汚名を返上せねば。
鎧の庶民の言う通りですわ。何もできずに歯がゆいのは私も同じですが、決して引け目に感じたりしませんわよ。
Oh man, I hope she becomes better.
だってこの借りを返すほどの活躍をすればいいだけなのですからね。
家族さんは強い人だね。
さっきはありがとうと少女は無能探偵へのお礼を口にする。
Yeah.
文学さん、さっきはって何のこと？
あなたが音のヒントを出してくれなかったら謎を解くのに時間がかかって怪我人が出ていたかもしれません。少しだけ見直しましたよと言って少女は微笑みかける。
Oh, we got more people warming up to us now. Yes. Bookworm's smile causes my heart to lurch. That clue didn't actually come from me. Holmes was the one who told me about it, while I didn't do a single thing at all.
ありがとう。少しでも活躍できるようにもっと頑張るよ。
Nevertheless, I express my gratitude. Carrying this dismay in my heart, I vowed to become a proper detective in my own right.
下道探偵、君ならすぐにあのメカの動作を止めることができたんじゃないのか？
But what's the fun in that?
俺を買いかぶりすぎだよ。そんなに俺が信じられないなら首輪を起動させればいいじゃないか。
I wonder who has access to that. I mean, we know that Ideal did, but a Renegade is ranked right underneath her. I mean, technically number 4, but like he's the highest ranking one now. Does everyone have access to his collar to make sure that this guy doesn't go rogue?
それとも 起動しないのではなく、できないのかな？
Oh, okay.
首を起動させるための条件を知らない。もしくは、条件を達成させることが困難な状態。とかね。
勘違いしないでくれ。私は君のことを仲間だと信じている。信じたいとも思う。だからこそ、本心を知りたいだけなんだよ。
なんだっていいさ。俺が今そそられているのは一人。いや、二人だけだから放っておいてくれ。
Huh. So, who are those two people?
無能くんと、あの子をどうすれば俺たち側へ引き込めるか。気になって仕方がないんだよ。
Oh no, we're one of them. Oh no. They said the other, I think they said Ko, which means kid. It's gonna be one of the younger ones. So there are two people making me tingle right now. Okay. Who would be? I don't know who that would be. We begin investigating the tunnel the mech appeared from.
無能君、何か見つかったかい？
No, because the background is pitch black.
いえ、それが例のメカのバッテリーを充電する装置らしきものがあるくらいで、他には何も見つかりません。
なるほど。それであのメカはこんな場所に長年放置されていても元気に動き回れたというわけだね。地下牢の塵や埃の溜まり具合から考えても、放置されていた期間は1年や2年といったレベルじゃない。相当に腕のいい人が開発したことが伺えるよ。
せっかく隠し扉を見つけたのに、ただのトラップだったんでしょうか？
いや、それにしては手が込みすぎているよ。侵入者を撃退したいと思うなら、わざわざ隠し通路に仕掛ける必要もないだろう。この通路に隠された何かを守る意味合いがあったと考えるのが自然だ。もっともこの暗さでは何かあったとしても見つけようがない。
It's designed to protect something. Is there something valuable here or something that a secret that they don't want let out? But we can't find anything here. Or maybe it was the opposite to make sure that people don't leave. Because I think, one of those things popped up when Wato and Saika were trying to leave as kids.
科学君に証明でも作ってもらった後に、また改めて調査をするのが良さそうだね。
Do we have our D-pads? The group takes turns resting and searching, but all we managed to find was a cable for charging the mech. There's nothing else of note, nor any clues leading to another hidden passage. Okay, there we go. We now have the hidden passage drawn out in front of us. For all the progress we thought we made, there's little to show for it. Today's efforts were in vain, and everybody's looking fatigued.
皆さんどうなさいましたの？表情に気合が感じられませんわよ。
Shut up! You didn't do anything!
家族さん。
いつから隣にいましたの？
ずっといたよ。影が薄いだけでね。
He keeps emphasizing how he's so bland and that people don't notice him. That happened last episode too, when we went to Bookworm's room. I wonder if that might come to play.
まったく、あのメカと戦っていた時くらいの存在感を普段から出しておきなさい。
ごめん、前処するよ。ところで、今日はもう調査を切り上げたいと思うんだけど、どうかな。今日は例のメカとの戦いもあったし、みんな疲れていると思うんだ。
それはそうですが、食料に限りもありますのに、ここでこれ以上時間を使ってしまうのは。
その方がいいと思います。これ以上今日調査を続けるのは危険です。
科学君、浮かない顔をしてどうしたの？
Is it too complicated?
例のメカを調べて何か分かったとか？
はい、大変なことが分かりました。あの白い子の名前は SPX01C。 正真正銘探偵同盟の技術を利用して開発した機体です。
The SPX01C, and it was developed using genuine DA technology. Ooh, okay.
探偵同盟の技術を？どうして探偵同盟がこんなものを？
I mentioned this last time, but there was I thought that maybe the DA was responsible for the kidnapping, but then they were like, I think Saika said that the DA moved here to pursue the kidnapping case. So, and then I end up turning it around thinking, oh no, they just moved here because there was a kidnapping here and decided to settle here afterward. They solved it. But that might not be true. Maybe the DA were the people who kidnapped us, because there's just a lot of things pointing to them being a very suspicious group.
それはわかりません。ですが、僕は探偵同盟の技術協力を受けた際に SPX シリーズと呼ばれる警備ロボットの資料を読んだことがあります。
The SPX, I'm gonna have to remember that because now we have like several different models that we've seen.
それじゃあまさかこのメカは本当に探偵同盟が作ったってこと？
いえ、そこまではわかりません。仕組みさえわかれば取り入れるのは難しくない技術ですから。
Techie proceeds to tell me everything he can recall about the SPX Sentry Robot series. It uses map data banks and laser sensors within its body to survey its surroundings and search for targets as it moves about. Upon identifying a target, it switches to pursuit mode and hunts them down, neutralizing all in its way until it loses track of its prey long enough. Holmes must have died due to that black SPX being in pursuit mode. What was that machine anyway? Why had it been deployed there? And what caused it to activate pursuit mode? We need to get out of here quickly, or we'll never solve the mystery behind Holmes' death.
無能さんは追跡遊具クンクンくんを覚えてますか？
That was the detoxifier, I believe.
覚えてるよ。クローラーがついて
Oh, never mind.
血の匂いを追跡するフレンズだよね。
ええ、あのフレンズのクローラーは探偵同盟から技術提供を受けて取り入れたものです。例の白い SPX にはそのクローラーと全く同じ技術が使われていました。探偵同盟が開発に関わったことは間違いありません。
The R&D group, man.
シリーズと関する以上、他にも複数体の SPX が存在するはずです。もしかしたらこの地下室の中にもまだ。
Oh, the door leads down underground? Huh, I did not realize.
こんな危ないメカがまだ他にも。
The thought alone makes me shudder. All of us had to work hard together just to knock that last one out of commission. I don't even want to imagine running into another during our investigation, not when we're all this exhausted.
ありがとう、科学君。君が継承してくれて本当に助かったよ。家族さん、社畜さんの言う通り、今日はもう休みましょう。今の状態では別の SPX に勝てないかもしれません。でも、皆さんが万全の状態なら、きっとまた勝てると思うんです。
我も無能殿に賛成である。焦りは油断を。油断は思わぬ怪我につながるものだからな。
I feel like right now, this is the squad that trusts Watto. You know, someone else used to be there, but now they're no longer there.
僕も賛成。家族さんの気持ちもわかるけど、今日は休もう。
少女は無言のまま。皇帝のリーダーで
ある私よりも無能な庶民への賛同者が多いだなんて、どういうことですの？
Oh my god.
SPX を倒せたのも無能くんの気づきがあってこそだしね。まあ、そんな気にせずに。
気にしてなどおりませんわ。私が庶民に嫉妬するなどありえません。
Posh's surliness strikes me as a bit peculiar. By the way, we suspend our search for the day, like Workaholic first suggested.
看守室に簡単な調理器具があったわ。缶詰ばかりの食事も寂しいし、私が簡単に夕食を作るから、みんなで集まって食べましょう。
Well, why didn't you do that the day before?
やっほー！あれさんに飯を作ってもらえるなんて最高だぜ。またこの通路に集まりゃいいんだよな。
ええ。看守室は狭いし椅子も足りないから、ここにみんなで集まって食べましょう。無能ちゃんや文学ちゃんも来てくれるでしょ？
Just you two.
はい、喜んで。文学さんも一緒に食べるよね。
少女は何も言わず、ただ一度、思考を返した。
I feel like saying that just, invalidates what you just said.
我々ももちろんご一緒するのである。みんなで、こたびの勝利を祝そうではないか。
僕 僕がいるとまた例の警備ロボットみたいな危険と遭遇するかもしれないし。
ヤマトさんがいれば SPX の駆動音にだって気づけるはずです。むしろ今はみんなで集まって行動した方が良いと思いますよ。
科学くんの言う通りだ。
Cautious.
単独行動をしていて、みんなの気づかない場所で SPX と遭遇することだけは避けないと。だから、今日ばかりは単独は控えてもらえるよね。家族さんに下道くん。
私はただ例の通路に忘れ物をしたから取りに行こうとしただけですわ。一人でも調査を続けようなどとは思っていません。
Don't think that we didn't notice you sliding towards Renegade.
命じられるのは趣味じゃないけど、今日は素直に従うとするよ。俺もじっくりと観察したい人がいるからね。
I think he's keeping an eye on Watto because he's like, how did he know about that special function? And so we all gather to eat dinner together. Despite the meager ingredients, Gourmet makes us a delicious dishes from her Russian homeland. Okay, so she's from Russia. Okay. A newfound strength flows through my tired body. Everyone is all smiles, and the conversation never dies down over the course of the meal. Holmes, however, broods all the while.
ホームズさん、何を考え込んでいるんですか？
妙な予感がするんだ。君たちは着実に前へ進めているはず。なのになぜかこの先に袋小路が待ち受けている予感がしてならないんだよ。私にはもうエンドシーイングは使えないのだがね。
Oh wait, she's saying that we should be making progress, but for some reason she feels that like we're not going to make progress in the near future for some reason. Huh.
平気ですよ。あなたの代わりに僕がちゃんと未来を見ますから。もう誰も死なせたりしません。僕がこの力でみんなを守り抜きます。
エンドシーイングを過信してはいけないぞ、ワト君。先ほどの SPX との戦闘でも言ったが、起こりうる結果を見たからといって未来を変えられるとは限らない。時には分かっていても避けられない結果もある。
避けられない結果。
I think I grasp what she's saying, but it doesn't really mean much to me. During our fight with the SPX, the outcome of stopping it didn't matter as much as the process of identifying and striking its weak points. But wouldn't knowing the SPX's outcome naturally mean that I know the process that leads to it?
今頭の中で考えている内容も全部私には入ってくるぞ。まあ腑に落ちないのもわかる。私もかつてはそうだったからね。
ごめんなさい。
Flustered, I apologize to Home, who had been listening in the entire time. Her expression grows downcast as she whispers softly.
いずれ君も経験をするさ。必ずね。
Oh god, that's gonna result in someone's death. No! I've never seen her face look so somber. Okay, day 4, evening. You know, I'm finally kind of getting used to, Ideal actually being a ghost now and just being around us all the time. In time, evening comes.
科学くん？
As I leave my cell to go use the warden's room shower, I see Tekken working on something in the open area where we had eaten earlier. I'm surprised to see what's in front of him. Is it the machine?
科学くん、それって。
はい、例の白い SPX です。この先に何があるか分かりませんから、可能な限り分解して調べておこうと思ったんです。
I think that's smart, yeah.
一人でこんな大きいものを分解しているの？
安心してください。一人じゃありませんよ。
Armor or his little friends?
科学の坊ちゃん。
Yeah.
監視室から椅子と工具箱を持ってきたぜ。この椅子の上に工具箱を置いておきゃいいんだよな。
我は言われた通り、針に結びつけられていたワイヤーをちぎってきたのである。
お手伝いをしてくれてありがとうございます、二人とも。僕は力仕事が苦手なので、とても助かります。
Let's take a look inside. So it's just a giant box with like all spikes coming out of it. Yeah, you know what? That's fair. Yeah, that's what I kind of imagined. And Rowdy's got a few boxes. Armor's got some wires. A lot of people's got wires. Yeah.
武装さんとヤマトさんが手伝っていたんだね。どう？何かいい情報は見つかった？
ええ、バッチリ解析できました。 電源のコードが切れて機能を停止させただけみたいで、内部の基板には傷一つついていませんでしたから。
美食の姉さんがナイフを突き刺した穴の先にはコードがあったってわけか。警備ロボットのくせにそんな明確な弱点を作るなんざ理解できねえな。
推測ですが、誤って組織の関係者を襲った場合の安全装置なのだと思います。コードが切れた程度ならすぐに修理が可能ですし。
See, that makes sense, but why is it announcing its weakness to everyone?
科学殿、先ほど頼まれてワイヤーからちぎったこの針、妙に軽いぞ。金属が使われているのは先端だけなのであるか。
いえ、感電させる必要があるので内部にも軽い金属の芯が入っていると思います。ですが軽量化のためにほとんどは強化プラスチック製みたいですね。ほら、この迎撃用の長い針も羽みたいに軽いですよ。動きが鈍くならないよう必要な箇所以外は軽量化しているんでしょうね。
It's actually pretty cool how he's dissecting this, and it's like, this is why things work, and this is why, you know, they were able to fit all this inside, and this is why there's a taser inside. So like, even though this thing overall is not really realistic, they're trying to give a reason behind it, like a scientific reason behind why this exists.
本当だ。全然重さを感じないね。
That is a sharp boy. Ho! Upon taking the long spike from Techie, I'm shocked by how lightweight it is. These spikes seem as vicious as a beast's claw when we were attacked, but holding one now feels more like a toy.
あれほどの戦闘力を持ちながら実態はハリボテも同然とは。苦戦した身としてはもどかしい気持ちなのである。
軽量化は武器の基本だ。極論その針は先端をさせりゃ電流で相手を倒せるんだから、先端以外を軽くするのは当然だろうぜ。
True.
先端を重くすりゃ射出するのにも有利だしな。
なるほど。凶器として効率のいい構造なんだね。
The more we learn, the more I realize how deadly these spikes truly are. I don't understand why the DA would have created something like this.
にしても腹が立つメカだよな。いくら安全装置が用意されているからって探偵同盟のメンバーに襲いかかるなんてよ。警備ロボットだって言うならちゃんと仲間か敵かの判断くらいしとけってんだ。
それは仕方ありませんよ。この子はカメラに映ったものを無差別に追尾するようプログラミングされているのですから。そのように設定したのは僕たち人間です。 SPX を恨むのは筋違いですから、どうか恨まないであげてください。
Techie would say that. He would be the type of person to say, like, these machines, despite clearly being made to like kill or like injure people, they're only the product of the people who made them. So they're not at fault. It's the people who made them who made them to kill.
そんなこと言われたってよ。リーダーだってこいつらに殺されたんだぜ。恨み事の一つだって出ちまうだろうよ。
I think that resonates with him a little bit more because he's I don't want to say an inventor, though he might be an inventor. He's someone who makes a lot of machines, and I guess he also feels responsible for like the things that have occurred due to those machines being in place, such as the security cameras. And he kind of understands that the tools themselves aren't guilty. It's the intentions behind them or the people behind them that really make them guilty.
僕たちが探偵としての役割を全うしているように、 SPX のようなメカたちも自分に与えられた仕事をこなしているだけなんです。見てくださいよ、この手も足もないボディを。人々を見守り脅威を排除するためだけに機能が洗練されています。武装さんのまとう鎧と同じです。
なあ、わかるぞ科学殿。我の鎧もその電子からくりと同じく命を守るために研ぎ澄まされたものだ。悪意を込め争いに利用するのはいつだって人間なのである。
ええ、その通りです。僕は SPX を悪用してリーダーを殺した犯人を絶対に許せません。科学探偵の名にかけて探偵同盟に潜んだ犯人を必ず逮捕してみせます。
探偵同盟に潜んだっていうのは確定なのかな。
犯人は研究棟の職員を全滅させただけでなく SPX の性能を知り尽くしています。探偵同盟の内部に深く入り込んでいて、かつ相当な恨みを持つ人物に間違いありません。僕らの中に潜んでいる可能性だって十分に考えられます。
Man, you can really see, like, most people here are convinced that the According Duke, or the culprit behind this entire thing, is definitely one of us. But you can see Wato's hesitance in that, because he wants to believe in everyone here, while everyone else is like, no, someone is suspicious. And he's trying to find if there might be an external person here, or not here, but outside of our group, that might be responsible, because he doesn't want to suspect anyone. So we've got enemies aside from downtown. This tragedy hadn't come to a close yet. Part of me honestly wishes I could just ignore it. An hour ago, we all enjoyed a meal together. Everyone was chatting with smiles on their faces. I don't want to believe that that was all a lie. It was awful having to suspect my companions like this.
何をくよくよしてんだよ、無能の兄さん。
Rowdy gives me a light slap on the head. When my eyes meet hers, she grins broadly.
もし俺たちの中に敵がいるとしても、別に気にする必要ねえだろ。あんたが信じたいなら、信じていりゃいいじゃねえか。
でも、僕が渋谷さんの正体に気づいていれば、中井さんは。
心の底から信じて裏切られたなら仕方ねえよ。それよりも半端な思いのまま行動する方が後悔が残ら。男が一度信じたならビッと最後まで突き進もうぜ。
大和さんは僕よりもずっと男らしいね。僕も君くらい強くなれたらいいんだけど。
Eh, gender roles are BS anyways.
悩まねえコツがあるんだよ。
悩まないコツ？
ああ、こいつさ。
Minashino. What does that mean? Rowdy produces a small deck of cards from her pocket and begins shuffling them. They look like a traditional Hanafuda cards, each emblazoned with plants, animals, and so forth. How are these supposed to help?
俺は迷った時、こいつを引くようにしてるんだ。1枚引いて桜の札が出たら5。それ以外なら諦めるって寸法よ。
Oh man, she lives the gotcha life. I see.
カード任せってそれはいいのかな。
考えてもみろよ。悩むってことは自分を信じられねえってことだろ。だったらよ、いざって時には自分より信じられるやつに頼りゃいい話じゃねえか。俺にとってこいつは自分よりよっぽど信じられる相棒なんだよ。
That is an interesting way of thinking of things. She's saying that it's better to have something to trust in, even if you're trusting in it blind. But if you don't trust in anything, so you'll reach a point where you might not progress anything because you don't know what's right and what's wrong. And you might second guess, third guess, fourth guess, or just keep guessing about something and not taking any action. By having this Hanafuda card set, she knows what action to take, even if it might not be the right one. That's a really weird way of thinking, though. I feel like it is not like out of the park. I feel like some people would have something like this.
兄さんも試しにやってみな。決意が固まるぜ。
I feel like that can also get you into a lot of trouble, though, because it's literally having blind faith. That being said, faith is not necessarily a bad thing to have, but doing this blind is kind of questionable. Rowdy extends a deck of cards towards me. I freeze up on reflex. Should I continue believing in my friends as I have been, or should I be more suspicious? Is this really something a deck should decide?
無能の兄さん、もっと気楽に考えな。
As of guessing my thoughts, Rowdy comforts me with her hearty and energetic voice.
自分が本気で選ぼうとする決断なら、こんな札1枚に左右なんかされねえ。されるはずがねえ。自分が本当に選びたい選択を後押ししてくれるはずだ。
Okay, so she doesn't, completely rely on it, but it's more of a... She says this is more like a push to pick the answer I'm really after. So is it kind of like to try to reinforce her own decisions?
だから引くんだよ。自分の決断を 信じてな。
桜の札が出たらこうだね。やってみるよ。
She we pick one and it's a soccer card.
どうだい？あんたの決意は固まったか？
うん、固まったよ。
I hand the card I drew to Rowdy. The cherry blossoms on it, setting my resolve in stone. Little do we know, they're all cherry blossoms. It's always go time.
僕は仲間を信じるよ。
Okay?
もう消灯時間か。そろそろ自分の部屋に戻ろう。
I have a really bad feeling. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's nighttime, and now that like the thing with Bookworm is done, I feel like only bad stuff will happen, especially since his door is open. Moments later, the lights dim and plunges into darkness. I start heading back towards the chair where we had left the toolbox Techie was using to analyze the SPX. Suddenly, I run directly into Dolfo as he comes bounding out from the warden's room.
無能くんたちか。びっくりした。
Whoa, there's a lot of people here. Dolfo jumps back a little bit. Judging by the steam and soapy aroma, it seems like he had been using the warden's shower room.
飛脚殿は怖がりであるな。
いや、この暗がりだと仕方ないよ。すぐ前方のものだって見えないしね。
まあ、俺みたいに視力や聴力が優れてなきゃ恐ろしいだろうな。
I can smell my way back to my room. Yes!
武装さんは特にそのお化けみたい。
It's like a ghost!
なんで我がか。
確かに動く甲冑ってオカルトみたいだよね。日本の有名なお城でもそんな話があったような。
It's living armor!
非科学的な話はやめてください。早く帰りましょう。
It's scientifically not possible, no! Just stop talking about it!
おやおや、科学の坊ちゃんはもしやお化けが苦手なのか？
違います。科学に携わる者としてそのような子供騙しの話は虫唾が走るだけです。
じゃあ虫唾を走らせまくってやるよ。山の中で暮らしてると例の一人や二人アホほど見ちまうからな。
Unscientific! Unscientific!
やはりあなたは野蛮です。もっと探偵らしい理知的な発言を心がけてください。
As the lively exchange continues, we make our way over to the cells, only to run into a wholly unexpected encounter. Who's Posh. Nope,
奇遇だ
Renegade.
ね。みんな仲良く揃ってどうしたんだい？
Renegade sits before the dismantled SPX. He cheerfully runs his finger over its exterior and smirks.
それはこっちのセリフだよ。君の方こそ何をしてるんだ。
そんなに敵意を向けないでくれよ。せっかくいいことを教えてあげようと思ったのにさ。
Renegade motions to the SPX as he speaks. I glance over at the machine again, but as far as I can tell, it's still in pieces, just the way it was while we were inspecting it earlier. I didn't notice anything particularly odd.
長い針が消えてる。
Oh crap. Now that he mentions it, I noticed that one of the long metal spikes Techie had detached had disappeared. There would have been ample time to take it while we were returning items to the warden's room and chatting with Dolfo. But who did it and why?
ついに始まるみたいだね。
Oh god. Oh god, that means someone took it. And that means that's probably gonna be the murder weapon for the next case. Or this case. Oh, I mean, I don't really have a good timeline. I don't really know when we left this thing alone, so I don't know when they could have tried to take this spike.
始まるって何が？
そんなの決まっているじゃないか。
The next murder. The corners of Renegade's mouth curl upwards in the shape of a crescent.
俺たちの中に混じった殺人鬼と俺たち探偵との殺し合いが始まるんだよ。ああ、感じるよ。 この暗闇の中に潜む殺意を愛おしいほどに感じる。
また意味わかんねえこと言いやがって。そろそろ黙らねえとマジで口を聞けなくすんぞ、このイカレ野郎。
Rowdy approaches Renegade and seizes him by the collar, but he doesn't flinch, carrying on with great cheer, completely unfazed.
わざとらしく怒ってみせるなよ。本当はみんな分かっているんじゃないか。探偵なんて全員何も起きない退屈な日常に我慢できず、殺人鬼と関わり合う探偵という名の非日常を望んだ命知らずたちだ。俺も君も他のみんなも狂気と嘘と殺意が渦巻く非日常にそそられている。全員イカれているのさ。
Everyone is mad.
てめえと一緒にすんじゃねえ。俺はあの人の役に立つために来たんだ。イカれた考えなんざ一切ねえんだよ。
There's not enough space there. It's too small.
かっこいいね。でも俺は知っているよ。君のお母さんは明けぬ夜事件の被害者だろう。だからこそ君は強く育てられたんだ。どんな犯罪者にも遅れを取らない探偵を生み出すためにね。
A dayless night incident claimed her mother, and she was raised strong.
もうてめえは死んどけ、ド変態野郎。
ヤマトさん、ダメだ。
As I move to get between Renegade and Rowdy, her fist lands squarely on my cheek, sending me flying. Oh, my back slams hard against the ground, and my chest grows tight. I can't breathe. Soon after, the metallic taste of blood fills my mouth. And I'm dead. My vision is hazy, but I can make out the sound of numerous footsteps approaching.
無能の兄さん大丈夫か。本当にすまねえ。
意識が混濁しています。監視室から氷を持ってきますね。
おやおや、大事な仲間を殴るなんてひどいね。
てめえ、もう一発ぶん殴ってやるから面を貸しやがれ。
We took the brunt of this. Why me?
ヤマトさん落ち着いて。彼の言葉を真に受けちゃダメだよ。
Alright, you're next, Dolful.
我は無能殿を牢屋のベッドへ運ぶのである。
Allow me to ferry.
これ以上喧嘩を続けるというのなら、無能殿を運び終えた後に我がまとめて引き受けよう。仲間同士でいがみ合うなど間違っているのである。
Such a good dude.
さあ。
I hear them talking, but I can't muster a sound. I feel armor cradle me and lift my body as I slip in and out of the waking world.
僕を呼び止めて何の用。
大した意味はないよ。ただ一晩だけ俺と君の部屋を交換してほしいのさ。
I don't remember the arrangement, so I don't know how useful that'll be. That's gonna be important for the case, though. For sure. Upon coming to, I find myself in a bizarre labyrinth. I walk alone. I walk the lonely road along the desolate concrete walls. A familiar mechanical beeping whirs from further down the corridor. I get a bad feeling and rush ahead. Soon after, I run into it. Oh no, this is gonna be a premonition. Oh, okay, what were we gonna see? The white machine we encountered this afternoon. Next to it, a girl is sprawled out, drenched in blood. A spear juts out from her chest, and sanguine fluid gushes from the wound. The thick scent of blood hangs in the air. One whiff of the metallic stench is enough to make my head spin, robbing me of all rational thought. Oh, so we see a girl. Who's it gonna be? Sorry, I gotta look back to the roster. So there's going to be Posh, Gourmet, Bookworm, and Rowdy. So it's one of 4. We got a lot of Bookworm and Rowdy this episode. And Posh, actually. I don't think it's gonna be gourmet. Okay, keep going. I have to escape. As I try to voice my words, I feel something touching my back. I turn to find another SPX at my heels. Not only that, but I can make out the sound of the threads nearby. Oh my god! More and more SPXs gather at my heels, but the situation is so absurd that I actually find some comfort in it. Oh my god! Could this be a vision from the denouement? Is this the fate I'm bound for? What in the world is supposed to happen to me? I dash forward with all my strength, weaving my way through the SPXs before they can react. It's not over till it's over. Even if what I'm really seeing is the future, I refuse to give up. I'll find a sliver of hope, I swear. Sparks fly across my field of vision, flooding my surroundings with white. Oh, I find myself in a familiar cell. There's a figure laying on the bed near the back. There is a spike that has been impaled through their chest. But oddly enough, a long object protrudes from their chest. I recognize the object at once. It's a stolen SPX spike. Even from this distance, it's crushingly obvious what happened. The spike had been speared straight through what is now a corpse. I spring from the bed and survey the darkness around me. There aren't any bodies. I don't see the spike on the SPXs either. The scent of blood is gone too. I heave a deep sigh of relief. All of that just now was only a dream. Hopefully. Crap! Well, it's not a dream no more. Holmes appears, her words shattering my brief moment of peace.
見えたのだろう。誰かが死ぬ光景が。
確かに部屋の中で誰かが死んでいる光景が見えました。でも誰かまでは分からなくて、それになんだかいつもより断片的でした。
He said it was a girl.
なるほど。情報が不足している状態だな。ここは慌てずに、また明日から情報を収集するといいだろう。
情報を収集するってそんな悠長な。また誰かが死ぬかもしれないんですよ。今からでも情報を集め始めるべきではないですか。
直情的な点は君の愛すべき性格の一つだが、今回ばかりはじっとしておけ。君も昼に言っていただろう。今は単独行動するべきじゃない。万が一の場合に孤立していたらあまりにも危険だ。
でも僕は。
I wonder if she can see like she can read our mind, right?
目の前で誰かが死んでいくのを黙って見てるなんて耐えられない。今の僕に何かできることがあるなら何でもやってみたいんです。
So if Saika can read our mind, then can't she see like what Watto has been thinking, like the version of what he has seen 10 years ago? I'm still waiting for her to dispute it because we still haven't really learned much about 10 years ago. Every time we have the opportunity, it gets interrupted.
白い SPX の針が凶器に使われるなら犯行を止める手がかりが SPX の残骸に残ってるかもしれない。今から調べに行ってきます。
本当に一度決めたら頑固だな、君は。これ以上は止めないが、くれぐれも気をつけてくれ。下手に足音を立てて誰かを起こしてしまったら後で疑われるだろうからな。
はい、細心の注意を払います。
I unlocked the cell, and it was really loud, and everyone woke up. And take a step outside. The metal doors creak as it opens, causing my heart to nearly leap out of my chest. That got a little dicey. Even the tiniest sounds echoed here in the dungeon. Rowdy has ears like a hawk, but thankfully, her cell is on the far side of the hall, so I should be okay. Still, better safe than sorry. With Holmes at my side, I quietly sneak towards the dismantled SPX. I'll try my best to be silent, but I can't seem to muffle my steps, much to my chagrin. Holmes chuckles as she observes.
君は探偵なのに足音を消すのが苦手なんだな。かわいいやつめ。
これでも十分消せているでしょ。 これ以上消すなんて無茶ですよ。
Skill issue.
甘いぞ、ワト君。熟練の探偵なら、気性の荒い猫にすら気取られることなく接近することが可能だ。ペット探しは軽んじられがちだが、わずかな情報から対象を見つけ出す情報収集能力と、気取られることなく接近する追跡能力が問われる、難易度の高い仕事なんだよ。
アルバイト先の先生は僕にペット探しばかりをさせてましたけど、修行の一環だったんでしょうか。
Nah, he just didn't want to do it.
きっとそうさ。探偵の基礎を身につけるのには最適な仕事だからな。
We continue talking as we near the SPX's remains. While I can discern the vague shape of in front of me, it's too dark to make out much else.
探偵デバイスのライト機能を使っても何も見えませんね。
当たり前だろ。ここは太陽の日差しの一筋すら入ってこない地下だ。手のひら台の光源では足りなくて当然だよ。流行る気持ちはわかるが、やはり無理に調査などせず、このまま起きてこの地下室を監視していたらどうだ。
それが妥当なところかもしれませんね。僕以外に起きている人の気配もしませんし。
以前も言った通り、エンドシーイングは万能の力じゃない。見えない情報を追おうとするよりも、見えた情報の中で何とかした方がいいんだよ。
せめて懐中電灯があればな。
Someone's coming.
ライトを消せ、ワト君。
どうしたんですか？
I speak aloud without thinking, and Holmes quickly zooms in front of me.
いいから消すんだ。それに声も発するな。誰かが君を狙っている。
I nearly blurt out, "Don't be ridiculous," before managing to stop myself. I turn off my light and look around, but don't notice anything suspicious.
何もいませんよ。何か見えたんですか？
Just trust her.
いや、ただ気配を感じただけだ。姿が見えるどころか、足音すら聞こえない。
勘違いなんじゃ。
避けろ！
Oh god! As I quickly roll to the side, what appears to be a spike from the white SPX shoots out from behind me. The tip barely misses its mark, but slowly begins to encroach upon me, as if anticipating my attempt to dodge it. There's a cracking noise as it strikes me. My vision flickers several times. Suddenly, my body feels weightless, and my consciousness fades. Yeah.
起きろ、ワト君。
That wasn't the best idea. Oh, whoa! I open my eyes and see Holmes peering at me with a troubled expression. It's the green light! Looking around, I find myself in a strange concrete area. No decorations, just 4 passages leading in different directions. The cold, inhuman nature of the place sends a shiver down my spine.
ホームズさん、ここは一体。
Oh right, the spikes could tase. I forgot about that.
目を見てるんですか？
すまない。私と君の意識はリンクしているから、君の意識が途絶えていた時に何が起こったかはわからない。だが、目の前の光景が夢じゃないことは確かだ。どうやら君は何者かに気絶させられ、この場所に運び込まれたようだな。
Yeah. Now that we're out of the picture, we can't prevent what's to happen because no one knows that someone like that stuff is going to happen. So whoever died by being impaled is probably going to stay dead. We can't prevent it.
どうして僕を何のために？
And this is all because Wata was stubborn enough to try to stop the, I was gonna say delusion, well, stop the foresight, but it ends up being what, I guess, a self-fulfilling prophecy, because now he can't be there to prevent it.
この機械を聞き覚えはないか？
Uh-oh. A booming mechanical hum reverberates through the area, shaking the surrounding concrete. There's no question. It's an SPX, and it's getting closer. It must be coming from one of these passages.
どの通路だ？どこから来てる？
All of them. It took the might of the entire DA to defeat the last mech. If it discovers me alone, I'm toast. The overbearing word draws closer to the point where it feels as if the angel of death itself is about to descend upon me. My breathing goes ragged. My heart hammers in my ears.
落ち着け、ワト君。君にはエンドシーイングがあるだろう。今の状態で SPX と遭遇すれば悲劇の死は避けられない。ならばエンドシーイングを使えば確実に未来を予知できるはずだ。
I'm finally reminded of my newfound ability. Using the denouement to foresee any oncoming tragedies is bound to be useful here. I focus my gaze on each of the 4 passageways, and then I go to the top left one, and I die! How do we know it's a red one? The instant I look at the passage in front of me, a bright red SPX cuts me down. The splattering blood dyes my vision scarlet. Okay, but then the scene disappears, and all is at peace, as if the blood was simply wiped clean. My head feels like it's burning up, but I was able to successfully use the denouement. I can kind of understand how he knows that there's one there. Maybe he, like, the denouement is able to use, like, his other senses, like his hearing, to determine the, that the thing is there, even if he can't cautiously draw it upon his senses. But, like, how would he know it's red? You can't know what you don't see.
よし。ならば向かって右手の通路へ逃げよう。このままここにいても見つかるだけだからな。
The second Holmes gives me the command. I hurry to the right-hand passage. The sounds of the SPX grows distant. Seems that I've shaken it off for now, but I still have no idea where I am.
エンドシーイングの反動は大丈夫か？
頭が焼けるみたいに痛いですけど、意識ははっきりしてます。少しは慣れ。
そうか。それは良かった。ならこの先は何が起こるかわからない。いつでもエンドシーイングが発動できるようにしておこう。
I walk and walk, but the concrete corridor never changes. The continuous repetitive sound of my footsteps makes me dizzy. As the sterile monotony continues in my ears, an odd feeling rises up inside me. It's like deja vu, as if I've gone down these exact same halls before.
そういえば、僕が10年前の夢で見た
Oh.
赤かった気がする。
Oh, so maybe, okay, no, that could kind of answer it. So that means he's actually seen a red SPX before, but the red one was from his memories from 10 years ago. And maybe he's associated this place with that SPX, and that's why he thought that one was red, because we see all the green lights and whatnot. The SPX that appeared in my vision just now was the exact same color. It could be just a coincidence. The denouement relies on my own inherent knowledge to create its visions. It's entirely possible that it was mirroring my past trauma. There we go. It literally explains it. I was like, how'd you know? But now we have it. But maybe there's another explanation.
ホームズさん、もしかして昔一緒にこの迷宮を歩いたことがありませんか？
どうしてそう思うんだ？
今までに何度もこの迷宮を夢に見たことがある気がするんです。それに10年前に僕の囚われていた地下室と隣接していますし、何らかの目的で連れてこられたとしても不思議じゃないと思って。
なるほど。それなら私たちが誘拐されていた10年前に訪れたことがあると考えるのも当然だな。
でも不思議なのは SPX の存在です。SPX がいるということは、この通路も探偵同盟と関わりがあるんですよね。序列2位のあなたなら何か知っているんじゃないですか？
そろそろ知りたがる頃だと思っていたよ。何から話せばいいかな。
Time to be interrupted by the SPX. Holmes closes her eyes solemnly, pauses, then finally begins speaking.
はじめに言っておくが、これまでにも伝えてある通り、私も全てを知っているわけじゃない。例えば SPX についてはほとんど知識がないんだ。
どうして知らないんですか？探偵同盟で開発していたメカなんですよね。
正確には違う。あの SPX シリーズやこの迷宮、そして例の地下室を作ったのは探偵同盟の元となった組織、機密警察なんだよ。
The secret police. Okay, this is getting a little bit sus. It's a DA's predecessor, but not the same thing as a DA.
機密警察。警察内の組織なんですか？
いや、警察の名を冠しただけの全く別の組織だ。探偵同盟のように表沙汰にできるような活動もしていないから、名前を知る者もまずいないだろう。
変な組織ですね。何のために作られた組織なんです？
明けぬ夜事件を解決するためさ。当時からすでに著名な探偵であった老子君や魔界君とも協力関係にあったと聞いている。
So the Dayless Night is going to be... I thought it ended 13 years ago. So, like, why was it related to the thing that happened 10 years ago? Unless I'm misremembering it. I'm gonna look at the lexicon. I haven't seen this in a while, actually. Oh, right, we've also got some new ones because of the stuff we did in the last SRPG stuff. So the Gunjoji Detective Agency, an investigation agency run by Sosuke Gunjoji, also known by the alias of Degenerate Detective. True to his moniker, Gunjoji leads a hedonistic life of self-indulgence. Good for nothing, he gambles often, referring it to his brain training to excuse his greed. He does have a good side, however. For those who are truly in need, he'll always accept the case, regardless of pay. Wato may often be frustrated by Gunjoji, but he still idolizes him all the same. Since he hates the heavy chore work, the agency is more than often not buried in trash. Wato spends his idle moments cleaning the place, making up the bulk of his part-time work there. The moral of the story is, be careful what jobs you apply for. Ikusa School of Arrest. Technique. A style of self-defense that Wato learns from his mentor, Mr. Gunjoji. Arrest techniques aim to subdue adversaries while minimizing injury and are widely practiced by the public servants, including police officers. The Ikusa school builds upon and refines these techniques by using everyday objects for practice defense, enabling the user to fight in a variety of situations. Put simply, the style is specialized for street fights. Its creator, Otogiri Ikusa, is infamously known as the most sinister bodyguard to ever walk this earth. Kuffu! Within the Ikusa school of arrest techniques is Kuffu, a particular art that involves fighting with handcuffs. It is characterized by the use of handcuffs like brass knuckles to bolster both offense and defense, and specializes in immobilizing an opponent's limbs, a general focus of the Ikusa school. Since handcuffs can easily be concealed in one's pockets, the art has proven quite popular amongst those who are less aggressively inclined, such as Wato. However, unlike other weapons, nothing in the daily life resembles the shape of a handcuff, making any on-the-fly improvisation difficult. Okay, do we have any more? We do. We have residual. Oh, wow, we have a lot. Residual thought. The oft-discussed topic of occultism. In the DA, the term is used to refer to the thoughts that can be sensed from objects and occurrences. As the name suggests, these are remnants of past thoughts. Naturally, possessions and events reflect the cogitations of the others to a considerable extent. Thus, in theory, the respective owner or cause can be traced by reading them. Ideal Detective can, in fact, interpret these residual thoughts, enabling her to solve cases by, for instance, accurately guessing what sort of conversation took place in the past. The renowned Sherlock Holmes' abductive reasoning operates on a very similar principle. That is to say, this ability is not merely the work of an overactive imagination. The case of the vampire. Oh, we get more about this. In a certain country, corpse after corpse was discovered, with each displaying an unusual amount of blood loss. The culprit was believed to have been into the victims with inhuman teeth, partaking in their blood. The outrageous incident came to be known as the case of the vampire, as the teeth were artificially made and no blood remains. No sufficient evidence could be found. Having failed to discover even so much as a motive, the local authorities were close to letting the case go cold. It was at this time that a man appeared before the police, introducing himself as a mystic detective. He pointed them to Lugosi Cameras, a man who suffered from the allotriopathy, thus revealing the true nature of the case. Under pressure, Camera utilized his unnatural physical constitution to flee abroad, eventually contributing behind the scenes to the events of the Dayless Night. Oh, this is related to the Dayless Night. Oh. Was that person a teacher? Lugosi Cameras. Huh. I wonder, yeah, I think this is probably going to be related to Bookworm. I was thinking it's going to be either this or the werewolf one. But the werewolf one, the killer was literally a child that was raised to be a beast. While this one, it was a person. Huh. Okay, to this day, the fates of the Cameras and Mystic are deeply intertwined. The case of the Ikebukuro Ripper. I think this one was the one for Shibuya. One day in Ikebukuro, which is kind of fitting because, you know, they're both major cities, the upper half of a high school girl's severed body was discovered. Ugh. The incident paralleled to the urban legend of the Teke, a vengeful spirit of a schoolgirl who was cut in two. This captured the public's imagination, and rumors spread that the victim had been a bully at school, and that the girl she had bullied into committing suicide returned as Teke to get revenge on her. Downtown, who was not a detective at the time, sensed something was amiss and began looking into the flurry of Teke rumors herself. What her search revealed was that the victim had not been the school's head bully, and that another student was actually the ringleader. In other words, the Teke crimes may not have been over yet. Downtown gave up on trying to convince the police after they brushed her off, instead relying on her network of friends and to launch a full-scale investigation. Following this case, Detective Gyaru, as she was formerly known, gained widespread attention, resulting in her induction into the Detective Alliance. Case of the Lycanthrope. The bodies of a renowned literary figure and his wife were discovered in a quiet residential area, seemingly mauled by some sort of beast. Figure and his wife. Or maybe these can be the parents, but I thought she was betrayed by her teacher. We'll keep going. According to the lone survivor of the incident, their daughter, the culprit had the appearance of a werewolf and in an abnormally small one at that. Of course, the police did not take her claim seriously. The only person who would was Mystic Detective, who had been dispatched by the DA in response to her request. Mystic listened to her girl's words in earnest, chuckling as her concerned neighbors flocked to her in concern. I see, so a lycanthrope truly walks the earth, though this one appears to be of man-made origin. Naturally, the police paid no heed to his words either, and so Mystic headed to the culprit's home to hunt the beast himself. Oh, actually, this might be it. Maybe the teacher was the person who raised the werewolf. I don't know. But here, it said, like, there were two people that were killed, which were the parents, and the daughter, who, you know, he chose to believe. The case of Building Number 6. Workaholic Detective was once requested to act as a personal bodyguard and wound up visiting Building Number 6, one of the eccentric manors constructed by a famous architect, Meicho Aragi. The owner of the building had received a threat declaring that they would be murdered. Amused, the owner decided to invite all those who held a grudge against them over to the manor. Within the building's hexagonal rooms, which were connected to each other like a honeycomb, the murderer killed one of the guests after another. Workaholic was swamped by the investigation, but a curious young boy caught his eye after he discovered a trove of evidence connecting the various crime scenes. The boy in question was said to have lost his family due to his penchant for attracting danger. Is this gonna be doleful? Huh. Workaholic approached the hapless boy with a proposal. How would you like to try using that ability of yours to catch the killer? Such were the origins of Doleful Detective, though his is another story to tell. Oh, wow. So Workaholic and Doleful are connected here. Huh. But the one I opened this because I want to see the Dayless Night incident. So I just want to see how long ago this was. So this is Junichi Nanase, who went by Lucifer, and 13 years ago he attempted to take advantage, but yeah, this ended 13 years ago, and that fueled the detective craze. Huh.
あの二人と協力関係に。目的だけ聞くと真っ当な組織に思えますね。
ああ、目的は真っ当だったよ。だが手段が良くなかった。
Yeah. So she mentioned that it was Mystic and Senior, and the methods were not great, so...
八つ崎校が明けの夜事件の影響を受けていることは知っているな。
ええ、外道探偵がそう語っていました。明けの夜事件で実現できなかったことを引き継ごうとしているみたいだって。
ああ、その通りだ。しかしそれは別に八つ崎校に限った話じゃない。
Oh.
明けの夜事件の以降、後継者を名乗る者の犯行が相次いだんだ。
Oh, that explains the 3-year gap then. Even if there is a 3-year gap, that doesn't mean that it stopped. It's because people kept doing this stuff.
その対応に追われるうちに、秘密警察は歪んでいく。後継者を生み出さぬよう、非人道的な行為にも及び始めたそうだ。
And that's us.
君や私が監禁されていたのも、彼らの犯した罪の一つなんだよ。
まさか10年前の誘拐事件を引き起こしたのは その機密警察っていう組織だったんですか？
I'm shocked, but the facts do seem to add up. Despite the scale of the incident, coverage on it from the media was surprisingly scant. Ultimately, the perpetrators were written off as an organization crime syndicate, so there was really more to the story after all. Then there's the other thing that Renegade mentioned. Every detective here is tied to the Dayless Knight, not to mention the link between Holmes and myself.
機密警察は明けぬ夜事件の再来を未然に防げるよう超人的な能力を有する探偵を作り出そうとしていた。私たちはその実験のために誘拐されていたんだよ。
Okay, that does check out.
事件を未然に防ぐってどうやって？
Okay, so they're trying to essentially make it so that this doesn't happen again. So they're trying to create detectives with supernatural abilities, and I guess they succeeded because both Watto and Ideal has supernatural abilities.
君はすでに手に入れているじゃないか。未来の悲劇を見て、それを防ぐことのできる非現実的な力を。
Oh, wait. So we have supernatural abilities. I wonder if anyone else was a result of the experiment. We don't know what his ability is. It's criminal psychology. That's not really supernatural. The ability to discern fakes. I mean, maybe it could be. Maybe Posh could be. Well, he was too old to be honest, and his is just investigating the occult. She has supernatural senses. Maybe Gourmet is involved. Workaholic is just having a good, reliable investigation. Doleful is... Oh, this is a big one, actually. Doleful is literally a danger magnet and can sense danger. That's kind of really a little bit out of the norm, so maybe Doleful was in that one as well. Techie is just smart, even though it's... How old is Techie? Actually, no age involved. The only ones we got the age for are the ones we had the RT for, so like here we have Rayo Gray and 17 years old. Bookworms is... I don't want to say it's supernatural. It's something that does exist, but she's one of the rare cases. Shibuya is just the ability to talk to people. I can just go like this. Special skills, I have armor. She is unusually strong. Maybe Rowdy is as well. Rowdy is really strong, like superhuman, so supernatural. So maybe several people here may have been involved in those cases. Maybe we just forgot about them because we were so traumatized by Saika's death, or apparent death, that we don't remember the others. The kidnapping 10 years ago, and Denouement's visions of the future, and the secret police that sought to create supernatural detectives. Finally, each piece falls into place.
気づいたようだね。君に宿ったその異能、エンドシーイングはまさしく、機密警察の非道な実験によって生み出された力なんだよ。君に私の力が引き継がれた理由は、他でもない。君が私と共に、10年前に同じ実験を受けた同志だからなんだ。
この感覚は。
Oh crap, something else is happening. You know, this might be a weird spot, but I think I'm going to end it here for today. There has been a lot of stuff that happened. We finished the fight with the... What's it called? The CPX? SPX, yeah. The SPX. And we kind of dismantled the robot, came all the way here, got abducted, and now we're just kind of figuring more details about the past. But now that that's passed, and now we're clearly going to be in danger again, I think it is a good spot to like end it off. But we'll find out how Watto gets out of the situation next time. But until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!